Now Mahmud Ghaznavi and Rajput Confederacy. Subuktigin founded the Ghaznavid Empire, a strategic empire located between Kabul and Kandahar in modern Afghanistan. In 977 AD, Subuktigin captured Kandahar and prompted the Shahi king Jayapal to launch a strike against the rising Ghaznavid Empire, who was defeated. In 1001, Subuktigin's son Mahmud came in power, and once more Jayapala attacked the Ghaznavid but was defeated. Thus, repeated defeats against the Ghaznavid humiliated him, and unable to tolerate these humiliations, he committed suicide by burning himself in funeral pyre. After Jayapal committed suicide, his son Anandpal prepared an alliance with 6 rulers of Ujjain, Gwalior, Kalinjar, Kannauj, Delhi and Ajmer. This was known as Rajput Confederacy. The combined army of the Rajput Confederacy met in 1008 near Peshawar. The Rajput army was initially victorious, but an elephant of Anandpal began to run away from the battlefield. There was a stampede in the Rajput army, and Mahmud won this fierce battle. He was now undisputed ruler of Punjab, Multan and Sindh. After that, Mahmud raided Nagarkot in 1009, Thaneshwar in 1011, Kannauj, Meerut and Mathura in 1017. In 1021, the Mahmud attacked the last Shahi king Trilochan Pal. The defeated Hindu king fled to Ajmer. Mahmud appointed first Muslim governor in the east of Indus River. His own people later assassinated Trilochan Pal in 1023 AD. In 1024 AD, Mahmud once again raided Kalinjar, Ajmer, Gwalior and finally Somnath. The temple was destroyed. The lingam was hammered and destroyed, and its pieces were carted back to Ghazni, where a Jama Masjid was built. He returned via Thar desert to avoid the armies of Raja Bhoj. Though the Jats confronted him en route. During his last invasion, he got malaria and died in 1030 AD. Objectives of invasion of Mahmud. The main objective of Mahmud Ghaznavi invasions was the wealth of the Indians. However, being an ardent Sunni Muslim, he was called the idol breaker and eagerly destroyed the temples of Jwalamukhi, Kangra, Somnath, Mathura, etc. Each time he returned with enormous wealth, but it is clear that there was no permanent impact of his attacks on India. Reason of failure of Rajputs. The Rajputs, though patriotic, courageous and zealous, were suffering from the political myopia and could not estimate the dangers coming their way. They adopted and followed the epic era rules and customs of war, such as not attacking the fleeing enemy, not attacking the enemy with no arms, etc. The invaders took advantages of this lack of political foresight of the Rajputs, and the result was that within a century all the Hindu dynasties of the country were swept away by the torrent of the Muslims. Muhammad Ghori. In 1161, Ghiyasuddin Ghori became chief of Ghor, Ghor, and his accession, the Afghan highlanders entered into a new phase of activity. He recovered Ghazni and placed his brother Muhammad Ghori on the ruined throne of Mahmud. Muhammad Ghori led a series of campaigns in India, which recalled the days of Muhammad Ghaznavi 200 years back. The important battles were as follows. The first battle was with Muslim ruler of Multan, 1175. Muhammad was winner. The second battle was Raja Bhimdev II, Solanki of Gujarat, in 1178 AD. This was called Battle of Kayadara, Kayadara, near Mount Abu. Raja Bhimdev II was a young man, and a real regent was his mother. Naiki Devi, Naikidevi. Naiki Devi inflicted such a major defeat to Muhammad Ghori that this invasion became Muhammad's first and last attack on India from the Gujarat side. He never returned to Gujarat later on. Third battle was in 1179 with Khusrau Malik of Peshawar. Khusrau Malik was the last successor of Mahmud, who was a weak, gentle king who submitted to Ghori easily and gave his son as a slave to him. Fourth notable battle was the First Battle of Tarain, 1191. He lost one of his teeth but saved his life. A Turkic retainer mounted on the horse behind him carried him off the field. Fifth battle was the Second Battle of Tarain, 1192, in which proud army of Rajput chiefs was slaughtered. Prithviraj mounted himself on a horse and fled, but was captured and taken to Ghazni. The cities of Ajmer, Hansi, Saraswati, Samana, etc. faced a ruthless slaughter. There was a general destruction of temples and idols. The throne of Ajmer was left to Gola, Gola, a son of the late Raja, as a vassal of Sultan, on the condition of regular tributes. Delhi was soon captured. Under his general Qutubuddin, his armies sacked Ayodhya in 1193, and in 1204 he defeated Lakshman Sen of Sena dynasty in Bengal. But Bengal was not conquered. What happened to Prithviraj Chauhan after the Second Battle of Tarain is a mystery. Some sources say that Muhammad Ghori executed Chauhan soon, while others say that it was Prithviraj Chauhan who first assassinated Muhammad Ghori and then was killed by his men. Today on the outskirts of Ghazni are two domed tombs. The larger was of Ghori, and a few meters away was a second smaller tomb of Prithviraj Chauhan. In the center of the second tomb was a bare patch of earth where the actual grave should have been. Hanging over this spot from the top of the dome is a long thick rope ending in a knot at shoulder height. Local visitors would grab a hold of this knot in one hand and stamp vigorously and repeatedly with one foot on the bare patch in the center of the tomb. It is said that by doing so the locals vent their anger for killing Muhammad Ghori 900 years ago. Other sources say that in 1206 there was a rebellion in Punjab. Muhammad returned from Ghazni and crushed the rebels. But when he was returning, the Khokhars killed him at Jhelum. Khokhars, Khokhars. Now Mahmud Ghaznavi and Raj